Hello. Hopefully everything's working. Right. I think I'm up. Hello everybody. How's everybody doing today? Is it working? Hello. Yeah, I had a bit of issues getting up the camera this time, but I think it's all good now. So, okay, brilliant. Yeah. I'm up twice. I don't know what that means. So how did everybody find the second episode? Personally, I much preferred it to the first episode. I think we just kind of got like a much better like general like studio environment with this episode. I think it's definitely coming together a lot better. Okay. So the last stream I think went quite well, so hopefully we'll be good again. I'll try and keep a better eye on like spam and stuff, like just in case we get stuff like last time, but hopefully it will all be okay. Yeah, oh yeah, you preferred it as well. Yeah, I thought it was just generally like there was a lot more funny moments and like just like really kind of like just moments that just made you like really like laugh out loud, like especially kind of like towards the end of the episode. Yeah, and it's just such a great studio environment. I think all the contestants are kind of becoming a lot more, as their own character almost, and they've all got a very unique character and they just all work so well together. Yeah, everyone's kind of thinking it's a good episode. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Watching it again for the second time was really, really fun. And yeah, it's just so good. Yeah, they definitely settled into a vibe. I agree. It's just really nice. I just think it works really, really well. So for like the first episode, well not the first episode, sorry, the first task, the prize task, it was the best drinking vessel. And yeah, I think first of all, we can definitely see the contestants doing a lot better with the prize tasks than last series, because obviously last series it was pretty terrible with the prize tasks. But this one, I think they've all put in a decent amount of effort. Jamal excluded, but you count in Scenery instead of Mississippi now. Yeah, I think that was the best moment for me. That was absolutely brilliant. Mike jumping over the fence. It was so good. The fence was really wobbly though. I thought he was going to like fall off or the fence would break because it just wobbled so much. As I was saying, the prize tasks, I think they're definitely a lot better than last series, like with the just kind of like the just as a whole, really, like they're not as complicated, and yeah, they are more niche, but like I don't know, I think best drinking vessel is one that is quite simple, really. Like I'm surprised something like that hasn't come up before, but I think everyone did quite well. So obviously Mike whittled a spoon, which I guess you could argue isn't a drinking vessel, but I guess you can drink from it. But I really liked his spoon. I was listening to the Taskmaster podcast and Ed didn't know what a love spoon was, which, it is a Welsh thing. I'm just genuinely curious whether people who are not from Wales know what a love spoon is. Because it looks like that is basically just a carved spoon, really, that you, yeah. feel like Jamali's taken a leaf out of Daisy's book with his prize. Yeah, that is a very Daisy-like prize, that, just a little plastic cup. And like, I get where he's going with that, because I don't know, those plastic cups you get kind of like at concerts, you know, when they pass out water, and at house parties. So yeah, I can definitely see where he's going with that, because I don't know, I remember seeing tweets and stuff about the like remembering the plastic water cups they'd pass out in at concerts, and everybody was drinking from the same one. And like, yeah, it's kind of like a pre-pandemic nostalgia, really, isn't it? But yeah, I think he definitely deserved last place for that. Also because it's not recyclable. I'm really preferring this series from series 10. Only after 2 episodes, I feel like it's a lot better. Not that I didn't like series 10. I completely agree. I loved series 10 when I'm like watching it week for week. But I don't know, I just feel like, I'm not really sure it's the contestants' fault. Like, I personally really loved the contestants on series 10. I just think like the tasks were a bit too complicated, and I don't know, I just didn't like the fact that everyone was getting disqualified all the time. But with this one, I think it's a good mix of kind of like somewhat complicated tasks, but also like they're not too like easy to get disqualified. You watched the entire series of Ghosts after the first episode because you talk about it. It's so good, isn't it? Yeah, obviously Charlotte Ritchie is in Ghosts, if you didn't know. And yeah, I strongly recommend. And they actually mentioned it in this episode. So yeah, and the Horrible Histories cast rubbing off on Charlotte with the historical fact to back up her drinking vessel. Yeah, I think Charlotte 100% deserved to win that, because like it's a cool prize anyway. It's definitely like the best prize, and also it is also the best drinking vessel of everything there. So 100% she deserved to win the full 5 points for that, because it was cool, it was personal because it was like her grandfather's, and it had like historical facts. What was that? Felt really weird that he framed the cup as being bad for the environment as a good thing. Yeah, I did think that was a bit odd. That's why I would say, even though it's kind of cool for like nostalgia, it's definitely, you know, shouldn't be given non-recyclable things top prizes. But yeah, definitely deserved 1 point in that one. As a non-British, I really didn't understand what the tasks wanted. Is that just for this task? Because a drinking vessel just means like a cup or something like that. Or whether, I don't know if you mean the task as a whole. Series 10, I think tasks were too complicated and contestants were lower energy than expected, except Daisy. Yes, I agree. Moran, I think, was quite high energy, but I think just for me, the main thing that sells me on Series 10 is the studio. Like, it was just like arguments and stuff like that, and yeah, I think it was just quite fun to watch, and it was nice to see people like just enjoy being in the same room as other people, because obviously we've all missed out on that a lot. Nice to see Charlotte get the same number of points for the prize task that she did in the whole first episode. Yes, apparently she's the lowest scoring, that's the lowest score anybody has ever got on Taskmaster before. I think actually might be tied with Richard Osman, but he might have got 6. I can't quite remember. But I think Catherine Parkinson got 6, and that's the second lowest. It's literally like the lowest number of points that anybody has got, which is bad. Like, I don't think she did too badly last episode, but I guess, I guess it was just, she got disqualified, didn't she? And yeah. Do you think the absence of the audience have effect on the show? I thought what was missing from 10, but not missing the audience this time so much. No, this episode, it definitely feels like the studio audience could be there. Yeah, it was definitely like, I don't know whether it's due to editing as well, but it felt a lot more natural than the first episode. I felt like you could feel when they were like cutting in the laughs and stuff. But with this episode, I definitely feel like it honestly for me felt like a normal episode, like pre-pandemic, which I think is a really cool thing that they've managed to do. Yeah, I just think I don't think it's lost out too much, but it could have done. But I think with this episode, they have done a good job. Maybe we've adjusted to it now, or maybe the team, Greg, Alex, are more comfortable with shooting it without the audience now they've had a series to get used to it. Yeah, I can definitely imagine your first episode they shot without an audience would have been quite unnerving, really, because if you're so used to having the audience laugh when you do something, I don't know, I feel like you obviously you work with the audience, and we've seen the contestants do that before, talk directly to the audience or have have the audience help them, and obviously they can't do that, but I imagine it could be fun. I don't know, I guess it would feel just more like you're 7 people in a room having fun. So I don't know, I guess it depends what kind of things they feel. You think Series 10 was a learning curve for how to do the show under restrictions? Yeah, definitely. I think they definitely did a good job. I've got to give them credit for that. Yeah, I think the prize task was judged quite fairly. I don't really have any issues with any of the points. Maybe swap Sarah and Lee around, because Lee's is something you could actually drink out of. But I don't know. I feel like definitely 100% 5 points to Charlotte, 4 points to the whittled spoon, and then maybe swap between 3 and 2 for Lee and Sarah. I guess it just depends which one you guys prefer. And then definitely 1 for the plastic cup. It's one of the worst prizes ever. Not even Daisy would bring that in. Lee Mac is the famous one, Charlotte is the reasonable one, Sarah is the aggressive one, Mike is the very British funny one, Jamali is the racist one that's hiding his racism. Wow. Definitely I don't know whether I'd call Charlotte reasonable. Just, I don't know, she's very childish. Not in a bad way, childlike in this series, just the way she's just so bubbly and excited and silly. And I think that definitely works for Taskmaster. Mike, yes, really surprised me with this. I don't know, I thought he'd be kind of a bit more outrageous, but he's kind of subtly chaotic, and I feel like we're definitely going to see him grow more and more. Ben Parker says, to be honest, I've heard this is the weakest lineup in Taskmaster history other than Lee Mac. I don't think anyone else would improve previous series. Personally, I disagree. I really like all of the contestants. The only one I didn't know was Sarah, and Sarah has surprised me with how funny she is. Personally, I don't know, they've all exceeded my expectations of what I thought they'd be, and I did have pretty high expectations. But I mean, yeah, I guess it just depends if you personally don't like the comedians, but I feel like they work really well together, and definitely we are seeing them mesh a lot more, and I think the team tasks kind of show how chaotic they're going to be, and I did predict that Mike and Lee would get put together, so I'm quite chuffed with myself about that. I really like it. I think it's definitely a very strong lineup. Obviously, we're only 2 episodes in, but the first episode is always a tester. It's always going to be kind of, not as brilliant as the other episodes, because it works on building the relationship between them all. And I feel like we're already getting that in the second episode, so that's amazing. In her interview, Charlotte said she was told that she was a children's TV presenter. Yeah, I think that is quite accurate. I can definitely see that. She's always played really sweet characters and things that she's been in. From what I've seen, I know there's a few that I haven't seen of hers, but in Called the Midwife, she's the sweetest nurse ever, and I feel like she just carries that into all of her shows, but obviously different for each one. Happy about Lee and Mike together is genius. I agree. Definitely agree. I think that's just so... the argument task was brilliant. I personally would have struggled really hard with that. I'm not very good with kind of coming up with things on the spot. So I would have struggled with that. Yeah, I think we'll talk about that a bit later. We'll talk about the balloon one a bit first. But yeah, I really liked all the tasks. I think, yeah, every task was so good. And again, it's just kind of like they're a mix between kind of open interpretation ones, so you can do them in a different way, and also kind of like, kind of strict rules. But yeah, I don't know. I think the tasks have been really good so far. Karen Singh says, I think it's going to be between Mike and Sarah. Yeah, I think, both of them. I mean, they both won an episode so far. Yeah, I don't know. It's quite hard to tell. I definitely think Charlotte, unfortunately, is going to be at the bottom, and probably Jamali, as Karen says there. But yeah, it's definitely going to be between those two. Maybe Lee Mack, because he has been quite good at getting points so far. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, definitely Mike and Sarah. I'm not sure who I think would win, but it's definitely going to be one of them. I think Mike might have the edge from what we've seen so far, but oh god, Sarah, yeah. You thought Lee and Mike would be more combative as a team. I was pleasantly surprised with how they worked together. Yeah, they were really good together. I think they really like kind of bounced off each other very well and stuff like that. I loved how how almost sexual it got between them. That was funny. They're both just really like great minds, and they work together so well. Charlotte is the Catherine Parkinson of this season. Yeah, 100%. She's doing a lot better than Catherine Parkinson, I would say. Obviously, I think she has put a lot more effort in. Not that Catherine didn't put effort in, but she's definitely kind of something she's doing a lot better. I think she just has failed, kind of fallen because of she's been like disqualified twice, I believe. Yeah. So obviously the second task, was the balloon one, which I got a bit confused by this one because it said it had to be untethered, so I didn't think you could put like stuff on it, but I guess that isn't what tethered is. But I thought that task was quite fun because it had to be between your chin and your waist. Like, that's really hard because at first it was like, make this balloon hover, and then it has to be in such like a short space. I think static, like 100% was the way to go with this. Alex Stewart says, I think we could see Lee coming into contention, but yeah, Charlotte and Jamali are going to be gunning for last place. Yeah, unfortunately, I thought Charlotte would do a lot better, to be honest. Obviously, we're only in the second episode, but yeah, I definitely feel like she would be kind of a bit higher up. So yeah, the balloon task. First of all, how funny was it that Lee couldn't see the balloon? I was like almost crying at that point. And then Charlotte not being able to take it off. To be honest, I like to think I would be really good at Taskmaster, but in reality, I would be like Catherine Parkinson or Charlotte. Like, just little things like that, like just not being able to take off the balloon. Like, I 100% would be doing silly things like that. Yeah. I thought you could use a bowl in that balloon task. Well, like just like balance the balloon on the bowl. I don't know whether that would be hovering, but I really don't know. I forgot about the chin and waist thing. I was confused by Mike was jumping around same. At first I thought, oh, he must be trying to like make sure it doesn't fly away. I don't know. I was surprised to see Mike jumping over the fence in the balloon task. Yeah, that was, I think, genuinely one of the best moments. That was so funny. My co-worker said he'd plank with the balloon under him. That feels like cheating to me. I don't think it'd be hovering. Like, obviously, it's good for keeping it between your chest and your chin and your waist. But I don't know. I don't know whether it would technically be hovering. But I don't know. I don't understand why they all didn't immediately go inside. Yeah, exactly. Like Charlotte and Lee could have done really well because Charlotte had the static thing, because the static thing, like we've seen with Sarah and Jamali, did work. And then Lee, with like tying something to it, would have worked as well. If they just gone inside, because I thought, because the fact that nobody was going inside until Sarah did, I thought that they weren't allowed to go inside, and I was like, oh no, it's just no one else is thinking of going inside. My first thought was the leaf blower. I don't know why, because it just, I was just thinking, I didn't think it was helium at first. So I thought, oh, a leaf blower would just like blow it and try and keep it steady, which wouldn't have worked. I know that wouldn't have worked. But yeah, I don't know. Static, I think I would have eventually got onto. I don't know, the whole it can't be tethered thing would have thrown me off, because I kept thinking, oh, string, but no string, because that's technically tethered, but then is attaching, like, I don't know, a weight to the balloon, tethering it. Like, I don't know. It was quite complicated, but I guess you could just tie something to it and try and balance it. I definitely think that would be the way to go. What Johnny said on the Taskmaster podcast was brilliant, that he isn't going to be doing any homework for the show. Yeah, that definitely explains why he just brought in a cup for the prize task, doesn't it? I was thinking of weighing it down with something light. Static, electricity didn't even occur to me. Yeah, no, it didn't occur to me until I saw Charlotte do it. That was the first thing that came to her mind. But I have quite long hair, so I reckon I could have done the static electricity. But I don't know. I probably would have eventually tied something to it, I reckon. Could they have not put it under their clothes? I don't know whether that counts as hovering. I don't know. It's like just those like little words in the tasks where it's like, oh, it could technically be interpreted as this, but then also not. I don't know. It's quite hard to say, really. It's like Catherine, and she seemed to think that you couldn't leave the room. Yeah. Like, it does kind of make me question if they actually watch Taskmaster, because, like, unless they are told to kind of stay where they are, because obviously they might have to move the cameras around, but I guess the cameras will just follow them. I don't know. You could use a leaf blower and use Bernoulli principle. I don't know what that is, but the leaf blower, I think, could have been possible if it wasn't helium. I think helium kind of makes that kind of not as plausible. Let's see. Who obviously Jamali won that one, didn't he? So yeah, and he almost lost the balloon as well because he was outside, but luckily he managed to catch it. I'm really surprised that Mike's time was only like 8 minutes something. Like, how far did he run to get that balloon? Like, I was expecting his time to possibly be higher than Sarah's, which was like 20 minutes. Haunted house haunting was a really good task though. It was. I will get onto that because I have some thoughts about that one because it was really, I did really enjoy it, but I feel like some of the points were a bit skewed. But did you see the trope move? I don't know what you mean by that. What about a hairdryer? Hairdryer, yeah. Hairdryer would probably be better actually. Yeah, not as powerful as a leaf blower. So yeah, but I 100% would have gone inside because I was like screaming at them, being like, go inside. But Jamali's balloon was below his waist. I don't know. I don't think it was, but I can't be sure. I imagine they would have picked up on it if it was below his waist. I don't know. My first thought was to use a fan somehow. Yeah, fan again would have worked. Obviously, I don't know why I thought a leaf blower. I think it's just because I've seen them use it in Taskmaster a lot before, and in the New Zealand Taskmaster, they use leaf blowers a lot in that one. So that was where my mind went to quickly. The whole story of Mike running after the balloon unfolded so perfectly, you couldn't have scripted better. Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Taskmaster, because it's literally things you couldn't write. It's so brilliant and so amazing. Like, it's just like comedy genius, some of these things. Did you see the trophy move? I didn't the first time, no. I only saw it when I rewatched it, but that was only because someone pointed out on Reddit. Yeah, that was that was genius. I can't believe I didn't see it. I must have like looked away for a second or was looking at something else. But yeah, no, that was that one's quite funny. Yeah, no, I didn't see it. Oh, I'm gutted I didn't see it. But I saw it when I rewatched it, but obviously it doesn't quite have the same impact, really. We may as well talk about the haunted house task while people are mentioning it now. So obviously, well, my main thing with this is that I think Charlotte should have got a bit more credit for what she did, like especially like on the show itself. Like, she got 3 points, which I think is fair enough. But like on the Taskmaster podcast, they were saying Charlotte should have got 2 points, which I strongly disagree with. Because even though, like, she did reveal herself at the end, which I can understand kind of ruins the impact, but, like, I don't know, it was still a lot better. You couldn't see the string attached to the thing she was pulling. Like, obviously we knew that she was the one, like, pulling the strings. But, like, it had a twist because it wasn't her sitting in the chair. You couldn't see the string, as I said before. And, like, I don't know, it was a lot more kind of like the typical haunted house you would see. And I know that was what Jamali was going with. But obviously he had the wrong string, so it kind of ruined the impact. And for him to get... I don't mind them getting the same amount of points. Just the fact that they were trying to argue on the Taskmaster podcast... Oh, not Jamali, Ed was... That Jamali should have got more points than Charlotte, which I don't think... should have been. I think she at least, like, minimum the same amount of points, or she should have got more. Yeah, a couple of people agree with me on that one. Yeah, because I don't know, it was just like because I genuinely didn't realise it wasn't Charlotte. Like, yeah, I just felt like it was just I don't know, a lot better than the rest. I think the reveal would have worked a lot better if she hadn't shown herself under the table. Yeah, for me, that was the only thing that she did wrong. And one thing I liked about it was that everything happened in that room, and like at that time, because obviously I assume Sarah and Mike as well, they would have had to edit it. So I don't know whether they actually did the editing, because like, I don't know who I would have given 5 points to, but I don't know, I feel like Charlotte definitely deserved a lot more. Charlotte not being in the chair was the biggest twist. Yeah, it was, because like it genuinely looked like her. Like, that doll thing must be freaky. Like, it looked like a real person in that chair. Charlotte's was worth 4 points in your opinion, yeah. Because I did mention this on the podcast. It's like, is it really completing it in the hour if you have to edit it afterwards? Which I think I've thought about on like the other tasks, but I've never really like been that fussed about it. But like, I don't know, I feel like with this kind of thing, it's like, I don't know, it depends whether they wanted scariness or just kind of like trickiness, if that makes sense. Like, obviously if you're going for scariness, then obviously Mike and Sarah's would have been better, but like Charlotte's was the most kind of like clever in the like the trickiness of it. But I don't know, I think Lee's was quite good as well, because I genuinely did think he was just giving up which is quite funny. I mean, I honestly don't think Charlotte could frighten Mouse. No, like, she definitely isn't very scary at all, but I don't know, I just thought it was a lot better than she got credit for. It wasn't Alex in the chair. No, I don't think so. It looked like a doll. Yeah, I think it was a doll. But I could be wrong. I saw a comment I wanted to respond to. I can't see it. Yeah, so also I don't think they do the editing. Yeah, I assume as well. It's not all their work, which I definitely think deserves less credit. Yeah, it is difficult because obviously they would have told them what to do. But this is the thing we've had in like pretty much every other season where they said you've got an hour and you've got people doing kind of like things that you would expect to do in an hour, and then people who've done like really advanced films and stuff. So I don't know, it's not obviously unique to this task, but yeah, I don't know, just justice for Charlotte because it was so good. Who haven't I talked about? Oh yeah, Mike's was really good. I did like his because it had like a story to it, and it like was genuinely a bit creepy, like with the gargoyle thing. Sarah's I probably would have given less than, because she got the full 5 points, I think. Yeah, she did. Like it was creepy with the twins, but like it wasn't really as haunted as like the rest of everybody else. Because like, yeah, it was creepy, but I don't know. Charlotte looks older than she was in Ghosts somehow. I don't know, I haven't really noticed. I think she looks the same. It's hard to really tell. I don't know how old she is actually. I'm guessing like 20 something, but I don't know. Yeah, right, we missed the arguing task. The arguing task, I think, was, when I first heard it, I was like, that doesn't seem like a brilliant task, but I was so wrong. It was so good. Obviously, so it was argue with each other, and you have to wag your finger while you're arguing, and it can only be 10 words per sentence, and then last word has to end with 4 letters, which is quite complicated. I 100% would have messed that up. And first of all, Charlotte checking how many letters are in the word hand is 100% something I would have done. It's like when it's like really simple maths and you just like second guess yourself. So I would have like been double checking every word and stuff like that. Just Google, she's 31, wow. Wouldn't have guessed that at all. I definitely thought she was like 20 something, which I guess isn't too far off, but the arguing task had final task 5. Yeah, I see what you mean by that. Yeah, apparently Jamani said that he has dyslexia, so like that would have been so difficult to do. And you can kind of tell because one of the words was like 5 letters long, and he was like double checking and stuff, which, yeah, it would have been really difficult if you have dyslexia. I love that Charlotte's first line was a compliment. Most of her things were compliments, I think, or something like that. That was brilliant. I think that's such a Charlotte thing to do. I think that's what we're going to see like throughout, of just her being just so nice. I was confused when people were doing shorter sentences, but I think it was less than 10 words. Yes. Yeah. I did get confused with that at first as well. But like it would have been, oh God, it would have been so hard to be exactly 10 words per sentence. But yeah, I think that's what Charlotte looked like she was doing on her first turn. Like I thought she was going to mess up on the first one, which would have been embarrassing. But also I loved the fact that Sarah and Jamali just assumed that they were going to just do the task, just those two, even though there was another podium there for somebody to stand on. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was a brilliant task, and just I feel like the first task where they all kind of meet each other for the first time is always a bit awkward to start, and then to go into straight you have to argue with each other. is quite funny. And then obviously Lee and Mike getting kind of a bit sexual with each other is like, yeah, to be honest, I don't expect anything less. Don't was definitely good. Yeah, that was brilliant. I was very confused that Mike forgot 4 has 4 letters. Yeah. Have you seen Richard Osman's House of Games? I have. It's really good. I really like it. Could you imagine if Daisy had won this task based on her collection of 4-letter words? Yeah, I was like expecting a lot more swear words because a lot of them have 4 letters, and I'm surprised we only got a few. But I think it kind of worked a lot better that it was only kind of few because it made it funnier. But yeah, no, Daisy would have been spouting so many swear words with that. That would have been funny. Do you think that the phobias that Jamali said will come into play later? I can't remember what the first one was. I remember the one was sponge. I reckon there'd probably be sponge or like dry sponges. I can't remember what the other one other phobia he said he had. But I don't know, what's the worst phobia to have to go on Taskmaster? I can't even imagine. Maybe balloons. But because obviously who was it? Mark Watson has a fear of balloons. Yeah, what would the worst phobia be on Taskmaster? They saw 3 boxes and thought it was just for the 2 of them. Yeah, I thought that was so funny. Imagine that Daisy moment sounded great in the bleeped version. Oh yeah, I should watch that. That'd be funny. Just like everything she is saying being bleeped. Yeah. Oh, Daisy is funny. I feel like I can't imagine doing that while pregnant as well. That's insane. Fear of being under pressure, yeah. To be fair. Envelope phobia, yes. Potatoes, duck or eggs. Fear of failure, fear of red, banana or human contact. Yeah, they're everything around food. Yeah, they're all good. Well, good phobias, but phobias that would be bad for Taskmaster. I'm just trying to think, maybe being timed, like fear of like that kind of thing, like running out of time. Yeah. Yeah, I think envelopes is probably the worst phobia to have. Or Alex Horn, yeah. There isn't any envelopes though. No, that's true. It's not an envelope. It's just fear of wax seals. There you go. That's one. Swedes. Yes. The people or the vegetable though? Or just both? Your friend has the sponge phobia. Is it just like the texture of it? Like, I don't know, a weird... I don't know, the texture is weird, but I wouldn't say it's like a phobia. But I guess phobias are irrational, so it makes sense that it's weird. Wasn't happy when you filmed the bed with them. Oh, that's mean. It's funny though. I'm surprised, sorry, this is like off topic, but I'm surprised Charlotte didn't mention ghosts more in the haunted house task. Maybe she did and it just wasn't cut out, and it was just cut out. But yeah, I feel like I feel like it would have been mentioned a lot more. Like obviously that is literally one of the episodes where she is trying to haunt things. And actually she did do the I guess like a magnet under the like the cup or something under the table that was used in Ghosts. So she has experience with this, which is why I'm gutted that she didn't get more than 3 points. So it is the texture of the sponge that freaks people out. Huh. Weird. Like I know it's not a nice texture, but I can't imagine being like freaked out by it. But yeah. Weird. I've never heard of that phobia before. Yeah. So the studio task, I think this is one of the best. No, I don't know whether it's the best studio, but I really enjoyed this studio task. I thought it was quite fun to be them just kind of guessing their place in things. And I find it really funny if you've listened to the Taskmaster podcast, just the way that they would kind of be just randomly asked things like, oh, how many pints of milk do you drink a month? How many times do you wash your towels? There's a phobia of a lot of small hose. I was like triophobia or something like that, I think, which is weird. Like I never really like sometimes when people put pictures of those like triophobia things, like they do look weird, but I don't know, people like feel like faint and sick by seeing them, which is odd. Like my microphone technically has little tiny holes, so I guess that would freak some people out. Yeah, studio task. So the first one was place of birth. So number 1 would be north, and then number 5 would be south. I'm not northern at all, but I would literally be coming second in that one, because it obviously Lee is from up north somewhere, I think. Well, I don't know whether I'm higher up than Lee. I imagine, because I don't class myself as northern, because I'm from like North Wales. I mean, northern is in North Wales, but not northern as in the whole of the UK. I'm really bad at geography, so I'm googling where Southport is. Ah, yeah, that is higher than me. So yeah, I'd be like second highest in that, coming from Wales. Yeah. Alternative census questions. That would be so funny to have asked in the census, how many pints of milk do you drink? I've been trying to work out how many pints of milk I would drink. I drink a lot more milk now than I used to, but that's only because like I've been having like espresso coffees, so obviously you need a lot more milk in them than kind of like instant ones. I have about like 300 ml a day, because I only have it in coffees. I don't like drinking milk. I don't understand why people would drink milk just straight, I guess. But yeah, I've been drinking a lot more milk, because it sounds so weird, but there is a milk machine where I live now. It's like you go and you get like a glass bottle, and it's like a vending machine for milk, and it fills up your thing. So we've been having a lot of milk, like the whole town's gone crazy about it. It's insane. And they do like chocolate milk and stuff like that. It's literally all people are talking about in Aber at the moment. Please do a stream after every episode. I will try to, but as I mentioned in my community post, I am kind of in the last like month and a bit of my degree, so it is very stressful at the moment. So hopefully I'll try and get about like a video out every week and a stream, but we will see because my normal spare time is going up with now more uni work. So yeah. Are you Welsh? Yes, I'm from North Wales, and I currently live in Aberystwyth, which is West Wales, like by the beach. It's a really, really nice place. Highly recommend people come to Aber. How does Mike drink plain milk? I don't understand. It's disgusting. I don't like milk, apart from in coffee and cereal, but I don't really eat cereal. I drink about 15 to 20 pints of milk. Then I think you'd be second, because obviously Mike drank 37 pints of milk. That's insane. Yeah, that is insane. And then Sarah is second with 8. I think I would probably be, I don't know how many millimeters is in a pint. Milliliters in a pint. I don't know. Probably around the same, 15 to 20 maybe, but I honestly don't know. I do need breaks from revision though, but it's literally, I've got my dissertation, which is like 10,000 words, and then I've got 2 other essays in for like, one's the day after I have to hand in my dissertation, which is just very mean. I switched to soy about a year ago, and honestly, Mike's 37. It made me feel a bit sick. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Milk just gives me like a weird like feeling. I've never liked it, and people, I don't know if you had this, but in primary school you had to drink. They'd give you a carton of milk, and the only reason that you'd have like for not drinking milk is if you were allergic to it, and I absolutely hated it, and my school would force me to drink milk every day. It's absolutely horrible. So yeah, I just love how quickly Mike was like, yeah, I put his card up and was like, yeah, I 100% drink the most milk here. Yeah, everyone's about like 10 to 12 a month. I think I've gone a month without milk without noticing. Yeah, literally the only thing I use it for is coffee, because I don't like black coffee. I have to have milk in it. I did try using like almond milk, I think, in coffee, and it like almost like curdles. It's not very nice, but I've heard oat milk is nice. Actually, I've tried oat milk. It is nice, but yeah. You're 50, you still drink milk every day, don't get the hate. No, I know loads of people that drink milk. My brother drinks so much milk, but I just can't stand it. Absolutely can't stand it. There's a comment I want to see. I never knew Lee Mack was vegan. Don't they normally mention it in every other sentence? Yeah. Yeah, I was very surprised at that. I don't picture him as a vegan, but I don't know, I guess it probably is like a health thing or something like that. But yeah, I could have sworn he's mentioned it somewhere else. I don't know whether it was on like Would I Lie to You or something like that, as just like a brief passing like comment, but I might just be like making that up completely. I think you've opened some old wounds. Yeah, it honestly traumatized me at school. And someone has just said there, have chocolate milk. I love how big the gap between Mike and Sarah was. Yes, I was expecting like 37 is a lot, but like I was expecting someone at least to hit 10 pints, because like what was the other one that had a massive jump? The fewest phone contacts. I would 100% be in last place here, because I barely ever give out my phone number or get other people's phone numbers. But I guess it kind of makes sense, like the order here. So obviously it was Jamali in last with the least amount, then Sarah, then Charlotte, then Mike, then Lee. Like, I don't know, as obviously I'm younger than everybody there, but like, I don't know, like imagine like older people having a lot more phone numbers, because we're used to having kind of other forms of communication. Like there's some people that I only talk to like over like Instagram DMs or on like Facebook Messenger or like I don't use Snapchat anymore, but like a lot of people my age used to use Snapchat. But so imagine if you're going with just like phone number contacts, then I would 100% be like last. I have like 30, if that, probably a bit more than 30, but like I generally have hardly any. But yeah, if you're going by adding everything up, then I guess it'd be a lot more. But I don't know, it makes sense to me. It is insane. Like, what was Lee's? Like 3,000 contacts. But I guess that's kind of from like managers' jobs and stuff like that. Like, you do accumulate it up, so it makes sense that Lee's got the most. What's the next one? Oh yeah, how many times you wash your towels a month? Like, Mike only washes his once a month. Like, I'm not brilliant with mine. I think I probably do it like every. It's a lot less now that I've had to do my own laundry, but probably like once every 2 weeks. But like sometimes I do. I don't know. It varies. Drink a lot of tea, so you'd be drinking 45 pints of milk per month. That's insane. That's an insane amount of milk. Yeah. have like 300 odd. So yeah, you'd be in like second there, I think. About, yeah. And literally most of the people that I talk to regularly, it's not on text, like, or even like, would you count WhatsApp contacts as well? Because I guess that's kind of using your phone. But I don't know. Counted mine, I had about 100, but some were like mum, home, work and mobile. Does that kind of thing? I don't know. So it's quite difficult to say. Is it just judged by how many phone numbers you have in your phone, or how many like people you have on your phone? I don't know. It's hard to say, but yeah. I should have counted how many I had, but I know it's not very much. Yeah, towel washes a month. Who is it? Charlotte washes her towels a lot. That is insane. Like 12 times. I guess that's good. Like, you should but towel deals with a clean body. You don't need to wash it more than once a month. I would say every 2 weeks is good, but that's because how many times I do it. I think once a week is ideal, but yeah. WhatsApp uses phone number, so it definitely counts. Okay, yeah. So I probably have a bit more then, because I have a few more people on WhatsApp than I do. Yeah. And then how many eggs in a hand? Right, I have tiny hands, so I would 100% have the lowest amount here. I was going to test out how many I could hold in my hands, but we didn't have any eggs. So, actually, no, we do now, but I know I'll break them, so I don't want to do that. But I think I could get maybe like 5 or 6 in one hand, because it's in one hand. If it's in 2 hands, then I could definitely do a lot more, but no, I could probably reckon like 5 or 6 for me. I definitely have smaller hands than Charlotte. You know, someone who washes their towels once every 2 days. Like, I don't know. I guess if you're doing washing once every 2 days, then yeah. But I only do my washing once a week. Like, I just do one bigger load of washing like once a week. I wish we could see their attempts, especially, yeah, same, like 17 eggs in one hand. I saw somebody on Reddit, I think, attempt it, and I think they got to 12, and it looked insane, like how many eggs they had like piled up, so I can't imagine 17 eggs. Just like Mike's milk, I was a bit disgusted by how infrequently he washes his towels. Yeah, like if he only like kind of, it's just the combination of not washing towels very often and then drinking a lot of milk. It just kind of like feels icky. Oh, Fred moved back to Sweden. Oh, I guess it would be difficult though to get Fred. If he isn't in the UK, then obviously it'd be difficult to get Fred here, unless they did kind of the same task or similar task, obviously, from season 5, where they had him over like video call. They could do something like that, I guess. If the egg question was done in the house and they get them to do it, then I would have asked for caviar or something. That's a good idea. Yeah, that'd be like 1,000. I think, judging by what Jamali said on the podcast, that it was they'd basically just come into their like dressing rooms or something and ask them how many times to do it. But I obviously have no idea. They probably would have clarified. Oh yeah, series 4. Sorry, yeah, not series 5. Series 4. Yeah, I don't know. 17 eggs. It's just insane. Everyone is definitely in love with Mike though, so I don't think it matters. Yeah, no, it hasn't put me off Mike. There's been so many really good kind of like memes generated from that on Reddit. Like what I saw was, in IT Crowd, where Moss is like, I came here to drink milk and kick ass and I've just finished my milk. Someone like put photoshopped Mike's face onto Moss's face, and that was absolutely brilliant. It was so funny. I'm using my phone to film, so I would like try and show it, but obviously I can't because it's on my phone. Yeah, it definitely was Noel and Mel, so it was series 4. Yeah, I got them the wrong way around. Do you watch Dave? Yes, I do. Obviously it's how Taskmaster first where Taskmaster was, so yeah. the Hot Fuzz meme of Mike hopping over the fence was funny. Yes, I did see that one as well. That one was good. There was quite a lot. There's one something to do with like his mustache being covered in milk from something. I can't remember what it was, but that one was funny. There was so many from it. It was all to do with just how much milk Mike drank. I just loved how everybody was just so disgusted or amazed by it, because it is insane how much he drinks. Like, I don't know, from someone who's not a massive fan of milk, it just seems ridiculous to me. Yeah, I should definitely figure out a different setup so I can use my phone to kind of, I guess I could, I'm very new to streaming, so I know you can do things where you like put your desktop like screen on, like screen share, but I don't have a clue how to do that. Is there any way to watch Danish Taskmaster? I'm searching for a whole week, big couldn't find. I think they were on Reddit, but I think they got taken down. There's a subreddit called r/panel show, and they tend to put kind of international versions of things. But yeah, I think they did get taken down. From what I can remember, I haven't been able to watch the Danish one. Yeah, the only ones I've watched, I think I have got access to the Spanish ones and the Swedish one, maybe, if it's Swedish, I can't remember. I don't think it was the Danish one, because there's one that's got quite a lot. It's on like season 4 or something at the moment. Yeah, I'm definitely going to eventually review the international ones, but obviously at the moment I don't have the time to watch like a full series like in depth. I'm just trying to do videos that are kind of like require minimal preparation, because I just don't have the time. Yes, the New Zealand one is on YouTube, but I think you have to use a VPN to watch it. From what I know, I watched it from Reddit, so a lot of people on Twitter saying they didn't know who they fancied more out of Mike and Charlotte. Yeah, that's funny. Like, I don't know, Mike has just surprised me. Like, obviously I saw him in Man Down, but yeah, he just really surprised me. Like, he's hilarious on Man Down, but obviously that's just him acting, and that's the only thing I had seen from it. But yeah, he really surprised me. He's more funny than I thought he would be. Yeah, I thought they were deleted on panel shows, yeah. But yeah, I will eventually get around to watching them. Probably be one of the first things I do once I've finished my uni work, but that will be for like over a month, I'm afraid. But no, I wish we could watch like the international ones legally. Like, I do feel really bad like finding streams and stuff of them, but like obviously there's literally nowhere else for us to watch them, so it's like not really anything we can do about it. But yeah, anyway, series 11. So obviously Mike won this episode, and I think he might have the series scores. I should have really taken note of this. I think he is winning the series so far, but I might be wrong with that. I don't know, but I imagine we will probably get a date of the what's it called, Champions of the Champions soon, like definitely after this series is finished, so that would be cool. I probably will do an episode, or like not an episode, a live stream of it afterwards. I'm really enjoying live streams. It's really fun. I think there's more people than I thought would be watching. I think last episode I set a goal of 50 people to watch, and I ended up getting 200, which is insane. I think that's 200 overall, so it might not have been 200 individual people, but that's cool. Just finished Taskmaster US today, and it's not as bad as you'd expect from the first episode. I don't know, I didn't like it. I think I would have probably liked it a lot better if they had had their own, came up with their own tasks, and also if Lisa wasn't on it, because I really just did not like her at all. If you haven't seen my review of Taskmaster US version, then it's on my channel. But yeah, I think thanks. I just googled it. Charlotte is on 17 points, Jamali is on 20, Lee is on 33, Sarah is on 35, and Mike is on 38. Yeah, I thought Mike was winning so far. Because obviously Sarah just swooped in and won last episode, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, it is very close between the top three, really. There's only 5 points separating Lee and, my god, poor Charlotte. Poor Charlotte. You watched the US Taskmaster 2. It was as bad as I heard. Lisa was horrid. Yeah, I really just did not like her. She just ruined the entire thing for me. I think it would have been acceptable if she wasn't on it, but yeah. Lisa seems to have developed some manners after a few episodes. Yeah, there was definitely some funny moments, but I just couldn't stand the pizza one where they had to ring up, because in the UK one, they were kind of very apologetic, and they knew that they were, annoying kind of a low minimum wage worker, and she was just so mean to them. I just got so much secondhand embarrassment from it. Oh god, I literally had to stop watching it because I just felt so annoyed by just how she was just shouting at them. Yeah, this wasn't very nice. For the US version, why did they have a British actor? I know, I thought that was so weird. I don't know, because I loved Freddie Highmore. I thought he was brilliant on it, and I'd want him to be on our version. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe he had heard of it, but I don't know. It was odd. It was a weird mix of people as well, because obviously non-comedians do work on Taskmaster, as we have seen, but it was literally just I think there was only 3 comedians. Obviously Freddie Highmore was an actor, and then they had, I can't remember his name, but one was a DJ. Dylan, is that his name? Taskmaster New Zealand has just been renewed for a second series. Yes, I did hear that. That is very cool. I will probably try and watch it when I get the chance, because I really need to kind of broaden kind of how many comedians I know, because I'm only really aware of British comedians, because I don't know, I just watch more British shows than I do any other type, panel shows. I watch a lot of American TV shows, but I just don't really know many comedians outside of the UK, so I definitely want to expand on that. And New Zealand comedians so far that were on the New Zealand Taskmaster have all been great, so I'm definitely going to try and watch that, and the other international ones. The price test doesn't make any sense in the US Taskmaster. No, I wasn't a massive fan. But I know they've done similar things in other versions, and it seemed to work well for them. So I'll definitely, when I get round to it, I'll definitely have a look at them. You love the New Zealand tasks. Yeah, they were really good. They did a really good job, because I kind of went in expecting the same tasks, but obviously they had a contract which said they couldn't reuse any tasks, which I think was a really, really good idea. I think it still would have been okay with the same tasks, but it was just really cool how they were so creative with their tasks. Yeah, they had way too many ad breaks. I think that's just like a typical American TV thing, because like I watch like episodes of like American shows like Bob's Burgers and stuff like that, which is like obviously like a 20-minute show, and obviously that would have 3 ad breaks in the middle, and you can kind of tell when the ad breaks are, and it's just like you only watch 5 minutes of a show until there's an ad break. It's ridiculous. The concealment outfit and wear it to the episode 8 and reveal was, that was, I think, one of the best tasks like they've ever done. It was so good, because especially with Brinley, and it was like her hair looked odd, and you're like, why does her hair look odd? But then it's like, oh, it's just such a good reveal. It's so brilliant. Yeah, Canada and the US don't have an equivalent to panel shows. Canada has a lot of sketch shows, but the US leans mostly to sitcoms or late night shows. Yeah, it is a shame. Like, I definitely feel like they have potential to like do that a lot more, because I know it's not a panel show, but Whose Line Is It Anyway is supposed to be really, really good. Like, I've watched a few episodes. It's not really my sort of thing from just the few bits I've seen, but yeah, like obviously that kind of thing is popular, so I definitely feel like they should try and do more panel shows. But yeah, American sitcoms, I think, are really good. I mean, I'm writing my dissertation on them, so not all sitcoms though. There are some sitcoms I can't stand, but ads in US TV are ridiculous. I haven't watched broadcast TV in years. Like, it's so bad. Like, I thought we were bad for how many ads we put in our TV shows, especially like places like, I don't know, it seems like Sky has more ads than normal TV, which is insane because you're paying for it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like if you pay for something, you should have no ads. But it always seems like they have way more. Like, I don't have Sky, but every time I've gone to somebody's house and they've had Sky, it always seems like they've got more ads, and that is another thing that just gets on my nerves. I just think it's ridiculous. Yeah, I know Whose Line Is It Anyway is originally a British show, which again is like, come on America, just come up with your own TV shows. Like, they're not, it's so weird because there have been so many really good American TV shows, like obviously not panel shows and that stuff because it's not really their sort of thing, but I just don't understand why they have to copy everything. Because what is it now, like I literally only talked about it in my other video, like Motherland, that's been being adapted into an American TV show. Like, it's just, and obviously Ghosts, I'm waiting for the trailer to come out for that. I can't wait to do like a reaction video to that. Yeah, I'm gonna get so much content out of the US remake of Ghosts, I'm telling you now. I'm in Canada and I have to explain the concept of panel shows every time I talk about what shows I'm watching. It's a very foreign concept. Yes, that is odd. Like, I don't know, it's just panel shows. I just can't imagine not having panel shows. So that's how I get to know comedians. Yeah, that's how I've got to know most comedians. I think actually, no, I started out with sketch shows like Mitchell and Webb Look, stuff like that. And yeah, no, it's so many comedians I've got to know from panel shows that I otherwise wouldn't have. Because I do like stand-up, but it's not something that I would go out and put on TV, but panel shows I do love to watch. You're glad that when Bake Off changed Channel 4, they extended it to an hour and 15 minutes. Yes, yeah, me too. But I think one thing that annoys me about the way they've done Bake Off is that the ad breaks are like weirdly separated. So you'd have like, it works quite well for the first bit, and then they have an ad break like right before, like right after they've discussed who's going to win. Then they have an ad break, and then they have like, oh, this is who won. Sorry, like this is who's won, and it's just like we have like what, like 3 minutes of content before the show ends, which is very odd. But yeah, don't forget The Office. No, The Office is one of the biggest successes really of a US adaptation. I'm actually doing my dissertation on that. Well, linking to it anyway, not completely on The Office, but yeah, no. I've done so much research on The Office and like differences between British and American comedy, and yeah, it's stressful. I was about to say it's fun, but it's not. Doing dissertation is not fun. You saw Whose Line Is It Anyway performed at the Edinburgh Fringe the other year. I imagine it would be a very good thing to see live, to be fair. Yeah, because it's kind of like improv, right? I think Americans are quite good at improv. I think that is one of their strong suits, especially with like Saturday Night Live. That's quite good, and I do love sketch shows. So I feel like America just could do them. But I don't know. It's an odd phenomenon at the moment. It's literally everything is like adaptations and remakes, and it's just like, why is it so hard for people to come up with original concepts? It's like when we see something now that is original, something like Ghosts, like it's just so original that it's like I don't know, it just annoys me just how many adaptations and stuff there are at the moment. Like every new thing is like, oh, this is an adaptation or a remake. Yeah. It sounds like an interesting dissertation. Hopefully it is interesting. I find it interesting. But I probably will do a video on it eventually. Yeah, what's your dissertation about? I'm not going to say exactly what it is, just because it's somewhat of an original idea. Somewhat. It's obviously not completely original, but I don't want anybody to kind of get there ahead of me. But it is linked to American sitcoms and like The Office and a few others, kind of tracking the development of them and kind of linking it to one particular person. That's what I'll say. But I know they have kind of told us not to like kind of explicitly state your title of the dissertation, just in case somebody kind of like copies your idea, because obviously you don't want to run into any plagiarism issues. Have you seen It's a Sin? I haven't yet, because I know that it will make me cry, and I know that it will be heavily emotional, and I'm just not in the mood for something like that at the moment. I know it's like super important and everything, and I saw like a 5-minute clip, and I was so emotional from it, so I will eventually get around to watching it. But like I don't have the time, because I know I will just binge watch it. Yeah, I will eventually get around to it, probably when I finished my uni work. Disney is especially guilty of remakes. Yeah, that's exactly one of the things, like I don't know, I guess it's kind of like they remake them every year eventually, because it's like to renew their copyright or something like that, isn't it? Yeah. Your brother is a comedy writer, and a lot of original ideas seem to be too original for programme commissioners, and then yes, they want what's already worked, and like that does make sense. Like a lot of shows where you hear kind of they've been quite popular, it's kind of like, well, I've had to go to like 5 different TV production companies to like just to get it made. I know obviously Taskmaster, they initially got rejected by Channel 4, which I think ultimately was a good thing, because I think it has its roots in Dave, which is it's a channel that fits Taskmaster very well. Yeah, like it does make sense. It's just annoying as a viewer to be like, oh, okay, this is just another remake, and like it does work. It does work. It does work. Sorry, I've just seen a comment. It says, I love Parks and Rec. How do you feel that it's a copy of Office UK? It's not a copy of The Office. This is one thing that I feel very strongly about. Parks and Recreation is, in my opinion, one of the greatest shows that's ever been made. So I will take no slander for Parks and Rec on this channel. It's not a copy. It was initially going to be a remake of The Office, or a spin-off of The Office, but they decided that wouldn't work, so they yeah, it is different. It's not a remake. Yeah, the Queen's Gambit took 30 years to be made because no one would pick it up, and like, look how successful it is now. It's, yeah, like, I don't know, because then some shows, like, it just doesn't make any sense, because there are some shows that are original but then are just rubbish and like they get made, but then other like creative and original shows don't get made. It's just annoying. A good thing about Ghosts being so successful is that it opens the door for more original ideas. Yes, it does. And like, it was so successful as well. Like, I don't know what their viewing numbers are and stuff, but like, yeah, like, there are original shows. I think BBC is doing a good job at the moment with how many original shows they've got out in the past like 5 years. They've been really successful, like Fleabag and Killing Eve and This Country, Normal People. Like, they've done a good job, to be fair to them. Yeah. Dave, do you have a really good track record of letting shows take their time to really shine? Yes, I agree. Just trying to think. Hypothetical, I think, is really getting a lot better from what I've seen. Like, obviously I'm a massive James Acaster fan, but like, I don't know, I liked it, but I wasn't like obsessed with it. But now that I've seen it on TV a lot more now, it does seem to be getting a lot better. And like, yeah, just, it's beginning to feel a lot more like its own thing, really, and really getting into itself, which I think is great. Yeah, I do think their numbers are good. Let me have a quick see if we can find them. Normally they're on Wikipedia. Yeah, they get an average of like 4 to 5 million viewers an episode, which is, yeah, that's good. That's really good. Do you like any older British comedies or sitcoms? What do you mean by older? Just trying to think. One of my favourite like older shows, they're not really that old, but I really, really like, no, I don't think they'd be classed as old, but that made before I really started watching TV and stuff. But like Mitchell and Webb Look and Bruiser, I always go back to them. They're really good. I don't know, I don't watch any really, really old stuff, which is a problem. I do want to watch more old TV shows, because like, you know, that is where like TV has originated from. Like, that's, you know, that's where everything we know now has come from. So I do want to watch more. Yeah, BBC Three coming back to TV might help with more new stuff. Hopefully, yes. BBC Three is really good. Yeah. About Ghosts, my friend said it was good in season 1, but a bit too desperate in season 2. I thought it kind of got better at season 2, to be honest. I feel like you got a better feeling of the characters more and stuff like that. But obviously, it's like, obviously, I guess it's just personal opinion, but I think the episodes were a lot better, like, individually than in season 1, personally. Would you like to make your own TV show? Maybe. At the moment, I'm just kind of aiming to be kind of working in TV production. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, eventually, that'd be pretty cool. Old for me is pre-1800, 1980. I don't know. I saw the 80 and went 1800s. That's literally what I was... I've been reading a lot of literature from the 1800s for one of my courses, one of my modules. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really watch much old TV. I want to, though. Yeah, US Red Dwarf, I've heard, is pretty appalling. Yes, I think I've definitely seen clips. Oh, I've seen quite a bit of I Love Lucy. That's like 1950s, right? Yeah, I've seen like episodes of old sitcoms and stuff like that, but like not like new one, like not like the whole of it. Yeah, I Love Lucy, I've seen quite a few episodes from that. That's really good. Yeah, have to give me some recommendations then of what to watch. I know there are, yeah, I don't know, have to see. What helped Ghosts, which they've admitted, is knowing that they had another series commissioned to help them play a longer game with the show and characters. Yes, that's always a really good thing. That's kind of what helped Netflix kind of grow with their originals, because they would commission like 1 or 2 series, which like gave them, I think, what's their first one they did? I can't remember the name of their first Netflix original. House of Cards. With House of Cards, they gave them 2 series to kind of play with. So they knew they had 2 series so that they didn't have to kind of make sure that there was kind of like an ending at the end of like series 1. So yeah, that's a good thing that has brought in from Netflix actually. So that's really good. Off topic, your bangs, my fringe, don't come into your eyes. My fringe is really long at the moment. I need to cut it. That's why. That's why it's like this. I've had to keep stopping it getting into my eyes. Oh, MASH. I have seen a bit of MASH actually. Frasier, I think I've seen a bit of, but again, I haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen a bit of Monty Python as well, but again, I haven't watched like loads of things. Oh, Father Ted. I love Father Ted. That is one that I have watched. That I've watched that multiple times. Father Ted is brilliant. Only Fools and Horses, again, I've seen a bit of. Like a lot of my things, I've seen literally like 1 or 2 episodes from. But yeah, yeah. Father Ted, I do love. And when was that made? Is that have to see. The Good Life from the 70s. I haven't heard of that. And Porridge. I'll have to check those out. Yeah, right. I think I should probably end. I've seen Blackadder. I have seen Blackadder. Yes. See, there's loads I have seen, but Black Books I've seen as well. Okay, I feel a bit better about myself now because I have seen some. And when you just said old sitcoms, I was like, I have no idea what old sitcoms. But yes, Black Books and Father Ted, I absolutely love. I actually rewatched Black Books recently. And Blackadder. We used to watch Blackadder in history lessons. So yes, I will have to end this stream now because I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm getting quite hungry. But this was, again, really fun. If I have the time next week, I will definitely do another stream because I do enjoy them and they do take less time than videos do. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I will plan to. But yeah, hopefully I will try and watch an old sitcom before then. Yeah, Fawlty Towers, again, I've seen a few episodes of, but not all. Right, I hope you will have a really good week, and yeah, hopefully the next episode of Taskmaster will be just as good, even better than this one. And yeah, hopefully I will talk to you again next week. It will probably be the same time, because it just kind of works well at the end of the day, really. So yeah, bye bye, have a good week.